were deported after Great Britain conquered New France. And once they hit eastern Canada, these French settlers began the tale of l'Acadie, one easily traced at the Acadien Museum on the campus of the University of Moncton.
This is one of the murals that really shows how the Acadians felt when they were deported. If you look here, there's a lady here begging them, please let them stay. And the expression, how sad they are, just look at the expression in his face, the old gentleman. And can you imagine a child of this age, how could they understand what is going on, that they're being forced out of their land? It really brings the picture of the boats in the back and how they were loaded and taken. This here is the first original French Acadian flag of Canada, and it's now on display.
The folks from Louisiana are tracing their roots in Retrouvailles 94, the first ever Congrès Mondial Acadien. Thousands of people of Acadian descent traveled to southeastern New Brunswick to pick up the threads of their ancestors' lives. At the University of Moncton, conferences on the issues of political, economic, and social equality were held, including one on the role of Acadian women and their mark on history.
Well, I think that all women need to realize that they have such an important role in the family. They're really the ones who preserve the culture and pass on the language to their children.
Earlene Broussard and others on a trip through Coteville were eager to wave their Acadian flags and meet their Canadian cousins. It is here that dreams of lasting relationships in all areas of Acadian society are born, and religion plays a major role in that dream. At this Mass in Rogersville, about an hour away from Moncton, thousands braved a steady rain to participate.
Just kept their faith, and that's what kept them strong, and that's what gave them the strength they needed to be dispersed from here, and I think it's the strength to bring us back.
Families forged together through faith and fortitude are a major part of this Congress. The idea was born back in 1988 when a man from Edmonton launched an effort to bring Acadians back to their homeland. They came by car, they came by bus, and they came with hearts filled with happiness. A feeling so strong that it was not uncommon to come upon a sing-along as they made their way around the countryside. Yes, this Retrouvailles is filled with high spirits. It is a reunion to end all reunions. Borders are forgotten, and an exile of more than 2 centuries disappears.
We think it's absolutely fabulous. It's been the most wonderful summer. It's been enriching for us. People are filled with pride, and I see tears in the eyes of people coming home for the first time in a long, long time.
There is so much feeling for these people over here. They seem like our own people. They even, I find in a room full of people, they even look like the Acadians back home, the Cajuns back home. They speak like us. We can understand them well. And they are just so happy to have us here. We feel so welcome, and we just love them. It's great.
On these breezy days in Canada, a name means everything. It links people and places together.
The things that sells the most is the things with the names on. Very, very popular. The hardest things are the name tags, with the name, family names.
And with an eye to the future, there was a role for the Acadian children as well. In downtown Shediac, they put on a parade that showed off their ancestral pride.
This is the Tantamara. It means a big racket, big noise, big stir.
Sort of like Mardi Gras?
Yeah.
It involves the children?
Usually it's a family thing, but we wanted to make a special accent on children this year. Special invitation to children, because it's important for us to keep the culture through the children into la fierté, they're being proud of their culture and being proud of their patrimoine, ancestors, and it was important for us to have an accent on the children.
Okay, so I guess this is something that also will impress the folks from Louisiana.
I hope so.
that, you know, we understand each other both in English and in French, too. They kind of like, parle un petit peu le français, puis là, hello there in English.
So a good time had by the Twin Cities.
Carol Gilbo Tires and Kelly Tires just rolls over the competition with quality and day-to-day low prices.
Hi, I'm Carol Gilbo, and just like Kelly Tires, our dedicated service, quality, and reputation just rolls on year after year. We will not high-pressure you, and we won't bait and switch. Carol Gilbo Tires has a Kelly Tire for any kind of car or truck. When we say it, you can believe it, and when you buy it, you can trust it.
Carol Gilbo Tires at Four Corners and on Johnston Street, Lafayette.
Sharing your dream, America, believing in you for all you do. We're sharing your dream, the American dream. Sharing the American dream. We're working for you, America. Now America. Sharing the American dream.
LBA Savings Bank, sharing the American dream with you in Southwest Louisiana, member FDIC.
Goalposts are back up here at Cajun Field, but probably not for long. Coach Nelson Stokely has this 94 edition loaded and ready to take aim at another Big West Conference title. It's the Nelson Stokely Show, and it will be live every Sunday.
The quiet community of KLFY came alive with the sounds of music in all its Acadian forms. The sky was alive with color, and everyone was moving to the rhythm, from Canadian children to visiting TV journalists. One of the sensations of the entire World Congress was our own Roddy Romero.
I've learned a lot of phrases that are real helpful, like where's the food and what time do I play and stuff like that. But it's just really great people out here. I'm going to take back a lot of memories and hopefully come back.
On to another venue on the World Congress of Acadians' agenda, Shediac, nestled near beautiful waterways where fishing
We're just having plain fun.
and sailing are big tourist draws, as is the town's reputation as the lobster capital. On this day, it seems everyone was a Cajun from Louisiana or was about to become one.
Le président des États-Unis et le gouverneur de la Louisiane m'a donné le privilège de vous faire des honorary Cajuns. Est-ce que vous êtes un honorary Cajun?
Oui.
Ah, bien. Hereby, by the powers vested in me, the President of the United States and the Governor of Louisiana, if you will now raise your right hand.
Oh, yeah, what's up? I can't leave that on, right?
No, you take that off. Yeah, you have to. That's all right for this function. Okay, as witnessed by some of our friends from home here, Mr. A.B. Sonyen and his wife, Elver, we now pronounce you honorary Cajuns, and we hope that you come to Lafayette.
For now, it's the Louisiana folks popping up all over the place.
It's like I can't leave these people alone. Where we go?
Y'all from Abbeville?
Lafayette.
New Orleans.
How y'all doing?
Right.
Every tube from Abbeville. Man, you about to run me down in the street here.
I'm the grand maître of the Egg Omelette Festival.
Oh, that's right. A chevalier?
I'm the grand maître. I'm the top dog.
The top egg maker. And what do you think about this place here, Shediac?
Oh, it's terrific, man. People are really having a good time. And when they find out we're from Louisiana, man, they stop us and they want to know who your family is.
At long last, I find Warren Parent. This man is harder to find than anybody else in all of New Brunswick. But look, he's over there. He's got that USL cap on. Hey, Warren! Warren! Hey! It's like I got active Congress to find you, man.
We've been standing on this corner waiting for you.
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
been so great. We've had such a good time. We've been into people's homes for dinners. We've been at government officials' offices. We've done twinnings, untwinnings. We've done marriages. We've had a great time.
What's the best thing about being out here?
I think just conversing with the people, seeing how they live, and seeing the excitement that this Congress brings to this area.
Shediac is the twin sister of our Bro Bridge, and the mayor here is a very happy host.
We're very glad that all the people from Louisiana who came down. Last night I had 125 people at my house. I had the Babas cooking for me.
The Babas are something else.
Oh boy, they're a lot of fun, but they're great cooks. Well, and we had jambalaya, crawfish, etouffee.
Oh my God, you're making me hungry. Stop, stop.
It was just
I want to find out, is it always this clean and neat? I mean, I'm very impressed by the state of this city.
Well, we've made a big effort, a concerted effort in the last 10 years because Shediac is known as an area of tourist destination. We have a beautiful beach here that attracts between 500,000 to 750,000 tourists every year. And we wanted to have a special cachet, a special attraction. And we've worked a lot, spent a lot of money in our downtown improvement, and it is clean. We're very happy. A lot of good comments, and we're very happy to see you here.
And if the sights of Shediac weren't enough, how about more music? Well, Zachary Richard was getting ready to perform during a big nighttime concert.
I think the thing that is the strongest feeling that I have one is a little bit perplexed, because I think that we need to put the emphasis on the future now. You know, trying to maintain the heritage in Louisiana, maintain the language is going to be an extremely difficult challenge, you know, and that's the thing that it's always in the back of my mind, you know, because it's nice to have this festival, and I'm really glad to be here, and I'm very proud to be here in all of the heritage. But when I try to apply this to everyday life in Louisiana, you know that we have a real big problem trying to maintain the language, and that's the thing that stays in the back of my mind. So hopefully this will inspire people to commit themselves even stronger to the preservation of the language and the culture in Louisiana.
How are people receiving all of this?
They love it. They want to try something new. They think it's great. The only thing is they don't like a lot of spice, so we cut back a little bit.
Oh, no. That's what I've been looking for, the spice.
Oh, it's still there.
Oh, okay. All right, ma'am, you're waiting in line for some of that Louisiana cooking. Have you ever eaten it before?
No, I haven't.
Where are you from? I'm from Moncton. You have any ideas what it might be tasting like?
It tends a bit hot, but I love it.
You'll try it.
Oh, I'm going to try it, definitely.
Carol Gilbo Tires and Kelly Tires just rolls over the competition with quality and day-to-day low prices.
Hi, I'm Carol Gilbo, and just like Kelly Tires, our dedicated service, quality, and reputation just rolls on year after year. We will not high-pressure you, and we won't bait and switch. Carol Gilbo Tires has a Kelly Tire for any kind of car or truck. When we say it, you can believe it, and when you buy it, you can trust it.
Carol Gilbo Tires at Four Corners and on Johnston Street, Lafayette.
Sharing your dream, America. Believing in you for all you do. We're sharing your dream, the American dream. Sharing the American dream. We're working for you, America. America. Sharing the American dream.
LBA Savings Bank, sharing the American dream with you in Southwest Louisiana, member FDIC.
This fall, come through the studio gates and get the inside word on entertainment from a new television program. Extra is going to take you inside. Go behind the scenes with Extra, the entertainment magazine, for a close-up view and a fresh new look that makes you feel like you're an insider. Extra, the entertainment magazine, the world of entertainment from the inside.
Extra, premiering Thursday, September 1st on TV3.
In the town of Dieppe, it was Louisiana Day, and since Cairncrow is its twin city, Mayor Tommy Angel had a few words.
Aujourd'hui, c'est pas un jour pour des discours, c'est pas un jour pour des gros speeches, c'est un jour pour manger et avoir un bon temps. Je vous promets.
It feels great. It sounded like coming home to be here, really.
And what do you think about having these people visit you for a change?
Well, we've been going there and visiting Louisiana quite a few times, and they came here, but this year being the Congress of the World Congress of Acadians, it's a great pleasure to see them, especially from Louisiana. I don't think there's as many groups from anywhere else but Louisiana that are here that I meet them everywhere.
It was indeed a great day with Cajun food provided by the Bubbas, members of the Lafayette Economic Development Authority.
Well, you got to cook a lot of big pots, and we brought a lot of pots from South Louisiana, and we were really trying to serve them some of the good quality of Southern Cajun food back home. And so far, we had real good reception.
What's on the menu today?
We have jambalaya, we have crawfish etouffee, we have alligator sauce piquant, we got gumbo, deep fat fried turkey, black eyed peas. What else?
Okay, now you're helping out. You're from where?
I'm from Dieppe.
And what is your name?
My name is Louis Leblanc.
And I know you're an honorary Cajun. You learn anything about the style of cooking?
I learned that the Cajun people are just the same as the Cajun people. They're friendly, they're nice, on aime du bon temps.
And what sort of, did you ever eat any of this food before?
I did when I was down last year, yes.
Is it hard to cook?
It's a bit more spicy than our food.
There were 6 official Bubbas on hand, as well as assistant Bubbas, all trying to fix up enough grub to feed nearly 2,000 people.
Okay, now what is this?
Okay. Lobster makshu. It's the same makshu you can make at home. Instead of using crawfish, we use lobster meat.
It's very good. Oh. C'est bon. Right, sir, you're from Moncton. What do you think about the food that they're cooking today?
Be careful not to light a match. It's hot.
But is it good?
Oh,
Yeah,
delicious. Very delicious. He doesn't like spices as much as I do. I don't mind them that much. He minds them a lot more, but good stuff.
All right, what do you think about it, ma'am?
It's delicious. Everything is so good. It's a little more spicier than what we usually eat, but it's different and I like it.
Along with the food, there were other activities like carriage rides, where we met someone with a real Acadian tie.
My name's Angie O'Quinn-Cormier, and I was originally from Kaplan and University of Louisiana in Lafayette.
And you live here now?
I live here now, yeah, for about 10 years. Prince Edward Island. Well, I live in Prince Edward Island, and I've come to New Brunswick for the Acadian festivities, yeah.
Now, you married a Canadian and you stayed here, so I guess you're pretty much aware of all this, trying to build a relationship.
Exactly. I've lived the best of both worlds. I'm always talking about my Cajun heritage and sharing it with others. And as well, I live Acadian, pure deep. My kids speak French. We live in French. I go to French school. We live in a French area.
Angie was but one of the many taking in the sights and the sounds, like a portrayal of Hadacol legend Dudley LeBlanc on stage, or the music of groups we know at home.
What's it been like up in Canada?
It's been awesome here. The people are just so nice. It's like being back home. And it's funny, like, you know, we have cousins over here, and it feels like we have some kind of bond or something. It's really interesting.
All right, now you know you have your buddy over here, Tracy Fontenot, and president of the French Club over at Lafayette High. Been learning more French as you stay up here in Canada?
Oh yeah, we understand tout que les dit, and it's very nice. The people are exactly the same, 1,500 miles away. It's wonderful.
That's a sentiment Hadley Castile echoed. He had been on the road in Canada playing his traditional brand of Cajun music.
We brought a few tapes and cassettes and T-shirts, and they're all gone. We thought we were giving them away. They were going so fast, you know. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. All the names that we're seeing here, that we see back home, LeBlanc, Richard.
Yes, it was a whirl of activity. There was a booth with information on the USL Ragin' Cajuns, and there were plenty of real live Cajuns to get into the toe-tapping action.
It's been a pleasure coming down here. Saw a lot of our Louisiana people, especially the Vermilion Parish people. We're having a great time. It's like I told you, we're back into our roots.
Apparently, a lot of Landrys up here.
Certainly are. Every time you turn around, you see a Landry, so this must be my roots, and that's what we're really here for.
pas tout seul, ouais. À ta maison, tes feux. Maillot, fanfan, tous les fois. Mentionné,
We're so glad you made it. Thank you very much. We lost you in Houston.
You lost me in Houston?
We lost you in Houston.
You found me again.
We found you again this
Over
morning.
here. Were y'all having a good time?
Very good time.
All you people look so bright and cheery.
Oh, they are.
Gerald Goudot, I'm sure you can see everything with much clearer vision than any of us.
We haven't been getting much sleep. 3 or 4 hours a night. They keep us on the go constantly. And those bars, unavoidable. But we've been having a blast.
Where you from, Mr. Goudot?
Lafayette, Louisiana.
Anybody gonna recognize you in your present state?
I hope not.
We're sharing your dream, America. Believing in you for all you do. We're sharing your dream, the American dream. Sharing the American dream. We're working for you, America. Now America. Sharing the American dream.
LBA Savings Bank, sharing the American dream with you in Southwest Louisiana, member FDIC. Carol Gilbo Tires and Kelly Tires just rose over the competition with quality and day-to-day low prices.
Hi, I'm Carol Gilbo, and just like Kelly Tires, our dedicated service, quality, and reputation just rolls on year after year. We will not high-pressure you, and we won't bait and switch. Carol Gilbo Tires has a Kelly Tire for any kind of car or truck. When we say it, you can believe it, and when you buy it, you can trust it.
Carol Gilbo Tires at Four Corners and on Johnston Street, Lafayette.
For information you need, turn to Action 3 News. Last week, we reported the state DEQ had charged a local business with littering your backyard with some 1 million discarded tires. Mysteriously, those same tires erupted into a major fire in Doosan. Action 3 News was first on the scene and first to bring you live reports of voluntary evacuations and road closures. Action 3 News brought you continuous coverage and told you when it was safe to return home. Count on us to bring you the information you need because at Action 3 News, the local news comes first.
Goalposts are back up here at Cajun Field, but probably not for long. Coach Nelson Stokely has his 94 edition loaded and ready to take aim at another Big West Conference title. It's the Nelson Stokely Show, and it'll be live every Sunday at 10 a.m. to get your football Sunday rolling. Begins August 28th.
Judge Alan Babineau and his family traveled a long way to the land of his ancestors. And you could tell he was happy to be in Lafayette, where a big Babineau bash was held in St. Louis de Kent.
All right, Judge Babineau, you finally made it here to the big reunion. What's it feel like?
We finally came home. It's great here. The people were waiting for us, and as you can see when you came in, there's a big crowd. And the only thing that we see that's not the same, they spelled the name without the X at the end. And I told them there was a reason for that. Is that when we, the first ones that came to our state, we didn't know how to read and write, so they'd write our names for us, and we'd put our X. So when we learned how to read and write, of course, we retained the X. But other than that, the people here are just like we are home.
All right, Andre Paul, what you think about this trip here to Canada?
It's neat.
It's neat? Have you learned more French words?
Nope.
What about Dad Mark? Tell me what it's been like to bring your little girl, your son, your whole family out here.
I think so far they've enjoyed the Acadien village, which is a few miles up north, and the fun they've been having over here today.
Did you ever expect to see so many Babineaus at one place?
I don't know if I wanted to, but it turned out really, really well.
Public Service Commissioner Kathleen Babineau Blanco enjoyed meeting other Babineaus.
It is great. It is so much fun. The people are so warm and friendly and beautiful, just like our people at home.
Had you ever been here before?
This is my first trip. Never come.
I understand you got special honors today. Tell me about that.
Well, I haven't got them yet, but I was nominated to be the most distinguished Babineau person in North America.
What's that like?
Well, it's a lot of fun because everyone here saw, learned a little something about me before I ever arrived.
Learning about each other was the purpose of this get-together, and it seems Babineaus from everywhere were interested.
Ma mère a 304 petits-enfants. 17 ans. Il n'y avait que 3 de nous, les seuls 3 qui pouvaient venir. Alors emmener la photo des autres. Les gens. Mais il y a des Babineaus qui sont venus de Hawaï, de l'Oregon, Minnesota, beaucoup du Texas. Il y en a un qui vient de Dallas. All over partout. They're from all over. Like to say, a Babineau may come and a Babineau may go. Always know there'll always be a Babineau.
Survival. It's been the name of the game for the Acadians of the world. This reunion, this retrouvaille, this World Congress sends out a message. Rise up and look to the future of the Acadian people.
The reunion of the French-Acadian world is brought to you by Iberia General Hospital, ShopRite Stores, and American Security Bank.
It's been said, in order to know where we're going, we must first know where we came from. That feeling was shared by the thousands of Acadians from throughout the world who returned to their homeland this past August for the Acadian World Congress.
The story of the Acadians is a cruel and tragic one. Over 6,000 were exiled from Nova Scotia during the Grand Dérangement of 1755. They had refused to pledge allegiance to the British Crown. Husbands were separated from wives and children from their parents. But the painful separation 250 years ago didn't weaken the spirit of the Acadian people. If anything, it strengthened it. This past month, they came back to the region called Acadie, not to remember the past, but to celebrate the strong ties which still exist and look to the future.
The 390th anniversary of the founding of Acadie was celebrated in the southeast corner of New Brunswick in a spectacular way during Retrouvailles 94. For 10 days, over 100,000 Acadians from near and far sang and danced, laughed, and cried. 9 municipalities provided the setting for reunions and celebrations, conferences, and discussions, and an opportunity to focus on reinforcing the bond between Acadians worldwide.
For Joan and me, it was also a chance to return to our roots, to meet our relatives, speak a little Cajun French, and share in the joy of the reunions being held throughout the region.
Our first stop was the scenic town of Shediac. We immediately felt right at home in this small town, which is known as the lobster capital of the world. We were more than 2,000 miles from Lafayette, yet everything was so familiar.
Driving along Main Street, we were greeted by huge signs proclaiming Fêtons, the theme of the Congress, celebrate. In addition, every home was decorated in the traditional red, white, and blue colors of the Acadian flag. Yard signs depicting the family name welcomed Acadians to stop in and visit with their relatives.
Decorated your yard and your home very beautifully. This is part of it, Retrouvailles 94, the celebration.
Right, right. Oh, and we're very proud to be Acadian, and this is a way of showing our proudness. I mean, this is how the Acadians, this is how they were working, fishermen and farmers, and, this simple way to...
Well, we really feel welcome, and, of course, your decorations have a large part of it.
For me, spotting the Boudreaux signs was easy. They were everywhere. And although I didn't find anyone home this particular morning, it wasn't long before I met another Boudreaux who had traveled the distance to meet some of her cousins.
My name is Glenda Boudreaux, and I come from a little bit of the north from this area, but I've been living in Moncton since 1971.
And looking forward to meeting a lot of the other Boudreaux from throughout the world, the reunion coming up.
Yeah, I'm really anxious to meet all those Boudreaux on the family reunion day.
The opening ceremonies began with the traditional Acadian music and fanfare. Lafayette native Roddy Romero was just one of the many Cajun performers taking part in the frolic at Cap Pelé.
Roddy Romero.
How you doing?
Do you have a good time today?
Oh, it's great. It's beautiful weather. There's a lot of great people out here. It's just great.
You've enjoyed playing to this crowd, I'm sure.
It's great. I feel like I'm almost home, I guess.
Spirits were high as Acadians from throughout the world enjoyed a 15-hour music marathon, setting the stage for 10 days of celebration.
Leur souhaitant une très, très grande bienvenue ici.
Finding the hometown folks was simple. They spotted us. They were the ones with the big smiles on their faces, who could be heard yelling, "Laissez les bon temps rouler."
How far is it from Cap Pelé to Milton?
Oh, I never stopped to figure it out.
It's over 400 miles.
Oh, yes.
About 4,000 miles.
But everything is so great. The people are so good around here.
I'm Dot Duyon, and I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Miss Duyon, what are you doing here today?
Well, I've come to see the opening ceremony, and tomorrow I'm going to Rogersville to a birth reunion, which was my family name. We came here with a caravan of 4 motorhomes, and we're camping at Cap Pelé, and we just came to find our long-lost cousins.
Everybody's so friendly, and, well, they're all like we are, really. Their homes and their way of living.
Bonjour, Madame Mèche de la Louisiane?
Oui, de la Plussas.
De la Plussas, vous appelez avoir un montant?
Beaucoup. Beaucoup et beau temps.
On s'est dans le crowd ici, puis voir si on peut parler avec des Cajuns. Show enough, Jim. How you doing, Jim? Comment c'est? Bissonnier. Ça va, ça va? J'ai entendu que vous êtes à jouer, toi, Dudley, hier soir.
Oh, hey. C'est qui t'a dit ça, quand même? Mike Johnson from the Karen Crow, Louisiana.
What are you doing here, Mike?
I brought a bunch of Cajun from South Louisiana down to have a good time.
You're a pretty brave guy.
Yes, sir.
One Cajun, Dudley Duyon, was so wrapped up in the celebration, he misplaced his motorhome. The Cajun humor kicked in to see him through.
Moi et mes amis, on a été au Canada, on a passé dans tous les gros villages, on est revenu pour chercher une voiture, on l'a pas trouvé, le garage était pas là, on a passé...
Louis de Camp for the Babineau family reunion and a reenactment of the arrival of Joseph Babineau and his wife, Marie Melançon. The two were the first inhabitants of the area, returning to the region in 1796, some 40 years after the Acadians were deported from Nova Scotia.
Est-ce que vous connaissez à où vous étiez? Quand vous arrivez ici les années passées?
Oui, on était... moi, c'est la deuxième fois que je viens ici.
For Joseph, this was a return trip. He had been here before with his father, but that trip ended in tragedy when Jean, his father, drowned in the Petite Kodiak River. Today's tableau depicts Jean's return to the shores with his wife, Marie. The couple was tired from the journey, but happy to be greeted by so many relatives.
Among the Babineaus from the Lafayette area, Judge Alan Babineau and Public Service Commissioner Kathleen Babineau Blanco. Later that day, Kathleen was given a special honor, recognized as being the most distinguished Babineau on the North American continent.
This is going to prepare us for the 21st century that's coming up. In this day of instantaneous communication, we in our part of the state have it all going for us. Being able to speak English and French is a tremendous asset in the world that we are facing now.
Ironically, so many of the Louisiana people are saying how incredible it is that they're finding people who respond the same way we respond. They open their hearts and their arms to you. They try to say, you know, what more can I do for you? And, it's like being at home so far away.
This was one of the more than 30 reunions involving about 70 families of Acadian origin during Retrouvailles 94. One of them was near and dear to this Boudreaux heart. In fact, I fit right in at the Boudreaux venue reunion in Shadiac.
We've met these folks from Quebec, and yes, we did meet a lady from Louisiana, just outside Lafayette, I believe. And we've met people literally from everywhere, yes.
We've met quite a lot of people, even some from Arichat, Nova Scotia, where my father was from.
So enjoying it?
Very much, yes.
It's surprising how many Boudreaux we've met. We never realized how many that were here. And the LeBlancs, we met a lot of LeBlancs and different other, and she's a Bergeron.
It's wonderful.
And we haven't met any Bergerons yet, but we're in the wrong district, I think. But it was really nice, and it was a pleasant surprise to see how friendly the people are.
And we just found someone who has sort of a familiar name. Most of you know me as Joan Frederick, but I'm also Joan Boudreaux Frederick. And this lady here, ma'am, tell me your name.
Joan Boudreaux from Scadouk, New Brunswick.
And I'm sure that you've met a lot of people from throughout the world. Met any from Louisiana, yes, in addition to myself?
There's even some from Connecticut and some from California, Texas, and different places.
See any resemblance between yourself and me?
Yes.
See, we may be long-lost sisters, huh?
You never know.
Every summer, we used to get together because we wanted to try to get all the family trees and really get to write a book on all the Boudreaux from all over the world. That was our objective. So every summer, we used to get together. But this time, you know, we prepared really for this gathering.
Before we left, I picked up a couple of souvenirs, a book on the history of the Boudreaux family, and the official Boudreaux Reunion sweatshirt.
Rogersville was the site of a solemn mass on the eve of the feast of Our Lady of the Assumption, the patroness of Acadians. August 15th is a religious holiday for the predominantly Roman Catholic Acadians, and it's been designated as a National Day of the Acadians. The religious and holiday observance also hold true for Louisiana's Acadians.
The crowd here was estimated at 10,000. Here also is a national monument dedicated to the Acadians and Monsignor Marcel Francois Richard, a priest who played a large role in preserving the Acadian culture by designing the Acadian flag.
August 15th, the actual feast day of Our Lady of the Assumption, dawned bright and clear for the flag-raising ceremony in St. Louis-des-Camp. It was 110 years ago on this day that Monsignor Marcel Francois Richard dedicated the Acadian flag with a moving speech showing his love for the Acadian people. Father Arsenault donned the dress of 110 years ago to reenact that dedication.
Quel honneur de revenir dans ma paroisse natale de Saint-Louis-de-Kent. Le drapeau tricolore tel que confectionné serait celui...
The flag of three colors, red, white, and blue, represents Acadia. The golden star draws attention to Mighty Stella, representing the Acadian people and the Immaculate Conception.
Also on hand for the ceremony, Prime Minister Jean Chrétien, who spoke of the strong spirit and perseverance of the Acadian people.
Ah, mais voici
Je suis très content de voir qu'il y a une délégation de la Louisiane ici. Alors, cette Madame Robichaud, là, de la Louisiane.
I'm very happy to see a delegation of Louisiana people here. Mrs. Robichaud asked me to take a trip to Louisiana, and I'm looking forward to taking a trip there. It would give me great pleasure to serve the Francophone people in that part of the world.
Et si un jour tu pars, je pars avec toi. Et si un jour tu pleures, je pleurerai avec toi.
Perhaps the strongest and most familiar link between the Acadians of Louisiana and their northern relatives was the music. Lena Boudreau, a young talented musician, grew up in Acadie, and it's her culture and heritage that has inspired her songs.
It's very, very strong feeling. I mean, I'm a performer, and there's some songs that I perform that are about the deportation. I think it's a great moment.
By midday, the pace of the Acadian national holiday began picking up, and it was time for a little fun. The 10th Mayor is a big part of the celebrations. Dressed in colorful garb, children and adults parade through the streets, loudly proclaiming their heritage in an unusual way.
We had tambourine and flags, and we sing and hee-haw, and we're having a big ball here.
Nadine, et quel âge t'as?
8.
C'est ta sœur, ça?
Non.
Non? Qui c'est quoi c'est ton nom?
France.
France. Voyons vous avoir sur notre programme aujourd'hui. Vous avez eu un bon temps aujourd'hui?
Oui.
Une belle célébration. Et qui vous êtes, un clown?
Oui.
Oui.
While taking part in the celebration at Bouctouche, we also toured the scenic Le Pays de la Sagouine, a cultural time machine which transports us from the early days of Acadie into the transformation the culture underwent the years leading to the turn of the century.
As the sun set on this National Day of the Acadians, Shadiac exploded into music with a massive outdoor concert. Words can't describe the emotions and pride felt that night by the 30,000 Acadians who showed up to celebrate their culture, including Louisiana's own Zachary Richard.
This is not just another concert for me because it means so much being Acadian to be here because, you know, it's been 200 years they chased us off in the woods and they put us on prison boats and they sent us off. For us to still remember that, in spite of the fact that we've lost so much over the years, and maybe we can, in Louisiana, I hope that maybe this will inspire people to return to the French language and to hold on to the culture that we might very well lose, you know. C'est lutte important, il faut être engagé, we have to make the effort.
The impact of this night was such that organizers of Retrouvailles 94 said it could have stood alone as reward for their tireless efforts.
Now, you worked very hard. Is this what you expected it to be?
Yes, and I think honestly, I think it's more than what I expected. It's very, very good. There's a lot of people here. We have good music, nice people. Everything works okay. It's great.
It was electrifying. This is the largest show that we've had. Like, we've got a lot of activities, but you know, where we go 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000. But this is the biggest yet. I figure probably between 20,000 and 25,000, maybe even more, are going to be here tonight for this party.
Dieppe, Carencro's sister city, hosted La Journée Acadien, or the Day of the Acadians. On this occasion, Southwest Louisiana Cajuns reciprocated the hospitality they had been enjoying. And what better way than with a true taste of our region? Good food, good music, and good times.
The Bubbas of Lafayette, led by Ray Guidry, supplied the food. Jambalaya, Christy Gilry, and Hadley Castile provided the music. And our goodwill ambassadors from Acadiana shared friendship. Laissez-les bon temps rouler.
Oui, de Lafayette, Louisiane.
Et quoi c'est ton nom?
Général Leblanc.
De Lafayette?
De Lafayette.
Oui, comment ça va, Jim?
Qui c'est vous êtes?
Kenduga de Lafayette. C'est les bâtons roulés. Hello, Cadiana.
I think the most visual thing that I hope to see in the next few short years is something similar to this in Lafayette. I think we can do it over there for the 400th anniversary of the Grand Délogement of the Acadians.
J'ai ici une clé de la ville de Lafayette pour présenter au maire de Dieppe. Sa habitude d'ouvrir tous les caveaux, mais le maire a changé les cadenas.
The serious side of the cultural exchange came that evening with the opening of the conferences at the University of Moncton and a plan for the future.
We had an accord signed today between the maritime provinces and the state of Louisiana on education, economic development, culture, and tourism. And we hope to have them all in Louisiana in the year 2000 for a Congrès Mondial so that we can do more accords and get ready for the 400th anniversary in the year 2004 back in Canada.
Here we are at the University of Moncton in Moncton, New Brunswick. What a thrill to see so many French-speaking people here. It's an exciting day, and I'm looking forward to participate the rest of the week.
I have been visiting with a number of public officials from the area, and they tell me that this event and all of the festivities that surround it are the most important thing, one of the most important things that has happened to Canada in a long number of years.
The magnitude of this session hit home when the Secretary of the United Nations, Boutros Boutros-Ghali, accompanied Prime Minister Jean Chrétien to the podium.
Merci de témoigner ainsi que c'est par la langue et par la culture, par la tradition.
Your presence here today is a testimony of your support of the language, the culture, and the tradition of the Acadian people. Wednesday, the conferences reconvened, and we were delighted with an innovative game based on the history of Acadie.
The goal of the game is you start at Grand Pré, which is the church where the Acadians were deported in 1755. Depending on the roll of the dice, you're either deported to New France, or which is known today as Canada, the United States, where we know there's a whole, quite a few people were deported to Louisiana, England, or France. The idea of the game is to come back to the host region, or Les Retrouvailles, in 1994.
It was at this session that Attorney Warren Perrin presented his controversial and unique idea, saying that the Cajun people deserve justice for their expulsion from Nova Scotia during a time of peace. Perrin has officially petitioned the Queen of England, asking that her country formally apologize for the deportation. Perrin says that he was inspired by his 6-year-old son.
When my then 6-year-old son asked me if it was true that our ancestors were brought to Louisiana as criminals, it got me on an odyssey of researching my history. And I discovered that the exile occurred during a time of peace. And at that time, civil rights should have been respected.
On our final day in Acadie, we traveled to the northeastern portion of New Brunswick to Caracat. The village Acadien is the counterpart to our own Acadian village. Its living history giving us the opportunity to walk through the homes of our forefathers.
My wife, Anna, couldn't resist stepping over the threshold of the Martin homestead. After all, she was a Martin long before she became an Olivier. On this day, the two villages finalized a twinning ceremony. 2 moments of history frozen in time, providing the peoples of 2 continents the chance to step back into their heritage.
You have to realize that there is only 2 Acadian villages in the world. And there's one here in Canada, New Brunswick, and also one in Louisiana, in Lafayette.
On long-term thing,
It was all over. 10 days of discovery, friendship, and family had become a memory.
But a memory that will live with each person there for a lifetime, providing one more bond for the family of Acadians.
We hope you've enjoyed this special documentary. For TV10, Iberia General Hospital, ShopRite Stores, and American Security Bank, thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a pleasant evening.